They're looking at me, they're laughing at me, what's going on?
Yeah.
He was like, they all know that you're a man. It's someone from my life, but I don't know who it is. I've never actually really properly spoke about this.
Were you always, as a gay boy, were you always on a kind of feminine spectrum? Was it
Oh
always
my gosh.
connected to your femininity?
It's warning. If you don't like surgery, please fast forward.
We have countries who are trans women are banned in those countries. By the way, her partner, fiance Liam, is going to be with us today. First episode with 2 guests, so get ready for that. What is one thing you wish everyone knew about the trans community?
Oh my gosh. That's all. That's the only thing people need to know.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Trans Crash, the podcast where every single Thursday we dive deep into lives, stories and experiences of trans women. I'm your host Pavi and I'm so glad you are watching, you are streaming, wherever you are. It means so much to me. And again, thank you for being here and being part of our community. It means a lot. Now, our guest today is very special and it was very requested because our guest today is Alexis Black, who is a famous YouTuber who captures her story, her journey and her life through social media. And she's amazing. And I'm so glad she's in the studio with us today.
That intro was like 10 out of 10. Thank you. You've hyped me up a lot, so thank you so much.
I think you're amazing.
Thank you.
Welcome to Trans Crash, first of all.
I remember watching the first video of yours that I saw and I reacted to it and I loved it. It was so good. So please subscribe if you're not. And honestly, it's so cool to be here, to watch it and then to be here. It's really cool.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful studio.
Thank you. So I found out about you first time when you did a reaction video to one of my videos.
Yes.
It was the video with Simon,
Yes.
a guy who's dating trans women, who's attracted to trans women, and he was talking about his attraction on the podcast. And you were so kind to share my video and share my podcast and give me some platform as well. So I really appreciate it because your feedback was so beautiful, so real, and I'm glad that I could inspire others through your podcast as well.
Thank you. It's so fascinating. So normally to film these sorts of things, I sit down, I'll flick through and find the juicy bits and then just quickly film and go. But when I was doing that, I literally turned the camera off, sat and I watched the entire thing. I was like, this girl's got it. Your channel is going to explode in this next year. I can tell. It's so good. So good.
Well, let's hope so. You better subscribe and share. Otherwise, we can't do it alone without you.
Please do. Subscribe to me too.
Of course. It's going to be in the description. Don't you worry.
So many self-plugs anyway. Sorry. Love it.
Let's dive straight in.
Let's go.
I have a tradition here on the podcast, which is a question, what makes you happy? So what makes you happy, Alexis?
Oh my gosh, what makes me happy? Being in the house with no bra on, no makeup, hair in a pineapple with Liam watching a movie. That's my favourite happy place. Not like this. I can't breathe. Things are pulled and twisted everywhere. So yeah. That's my favourite.
I think it makes 2 of us because I love looking glam, but I want to also feel comfortable and
nothing
just chill.
On,
nothing
makeup
on.
Off, love it.
Comfy, as you said, no bra.
Yes, the
no
best
bra
feeling
clap.
in the world. It's the best feeling in the world. I love it.
So, how was your childhood like?
Straight in, love it.
Yeah.
It was, yes, good. My mum is fab. My sister is fab. I think I had troubles like a lot of people do. I struggled a lot with my identity growing up. I didn't transition until 27, so it's quite like late in some people's eyes. But I knew from a younger age, I think. But it was hard. I think it was hard because how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 30.
31. So, like, going back then, like, the trans, gay, it was a very different time 20 years ago. So trying to figure all that out about yourself. We didn't have social media. We didn't have the representation we have now. So it was a little bit different. So good, but it could have been better, I think.
When was the first moment you realized you were trans?
I remember it to this day. So I remember thinking, I feel odd. I feel like a girl. I couldn't but I didn't have the vocabulary, didn't have the education, I didn't have the knowledge to explain it. So I was sat in my bedroom, I think I was 14 or 15, and I searched for I'm a boy, but I feel like a girl on my laptop. And the article with Kim Petras came up. It was before she became a singer, and it was how she transitioned. She was a teenage girl, and I was like, I've never felt so like, that's me. Like, this is me. And this is me, sorry.
This is me.
I don't know where that came
Here
from.
I go.
The musical theatre performer in me, she comes out. But that inside me, and then I spoke to family, and I think the world. I didn't start transitioning, but I almost did. I went to. I don't even really talk about this on my channel, so you get the inside scoop. I love. I started seeing a therapist. I was about to be put on hormones at 15, and then I stopped.
Wow.
I got scared.
Right.
I got scared. I think my mum was worried how the world would treat me, which is totally valid, and I understand that. And I think I just thought I need to just think about this. So I packed it all in a little box in my head, and it stayed there for 12 more years. And then one day it just burst back out, and here we are 3 years later.
Yeah, it's a good thing to say that once it's in you, it's not going anywhere, right?
No.
That's people often think that sometimes you're influenced by others. People can influence you or tell you that you be trans. Like, it's something that it's been in you since
you can't
you were a
make
child.
someone trans. Like, I think to choose a life where you are gonna potentially struggle to find a love like comparatively to a normal person. I hate that word, but I think to choose a life that might be harder than the one you already have, why would anyone choose that? You'd have to choose that if it's going to make you truly happy. And as you know, and as I know, it has. So I am good.
Now you got two examples of happy life, living our true authentic selves. And is it worth it?
Absolutely. 100,000%. Like, people say it's the surgery and everything, the pain worth it. And I'm like, yes, because now when I look in a mirror, I'm like, that is who I see me.
Yeah.
And I feel like before I used to look in a mirror and I'd be like, why am I wearing a costume? Why am I wearing a man's Halloween costume? That's not my face. That's not my body. And it never felt right. And then now it does.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. Same.
Yeah, really happy for you. I know there's no point going back to the past and thinking, what if my mom wasn't afraid? Blah, blah, blah. How is she now?
Fabulous. Amazing. She was amazing and supportive back then. And I came out to her as gay initially when I was like 12, because I was a boy and I liked boys.
Yeah.
And she was fabulous. And then I came out and said, I think I want to be a girl. And she understood. But
how old were you at the time?
When I told her that, I think I was 14. And she was just, like I said, scared for the world and how it might impact my life. But it was my decision to block everything. But when I came back out as trans, she's like, I just want you to be happy. Whatever that means. I will love you no matter what. And then immediately she started with a new name. She got me a bracelet that says daughter. Like,
no way.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky.
That's amazing.
My family are.
So supportive.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some bumps, but we're there now.
Yeah, of course. When you look back at Alexis, your whole life, were you always, as a gay boy, were you always on a kind of feminine spectrum? Was it always
my gosh.
connected to your femininity?
There is a video of me, I was 3 years old and I had rollers in my hair. Like, it was written in the stars from a young age.
Yeah.
And that's not saying you have to be feminine to be a trans woman. You can have masculine trans women. But for me, I loved the femininity and like the beauty in things, makeup, hair. And I'm not saying that's what makes a woman.
No, but it was always around you. It was
the way
always
that I
part
could
of you.
relate to women was loving all those things. And then I got to a point through my teenage years where it started with a little bit of boy makeup, I used to call it. And then it developed a little bit to more eyeshadow. And I couldn't stop myself. And then before I knew it, I was getting acrylics. And I was like, I just may as well transition now.
Yeah.
Like, I've done everything else. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And I did.
Yeah. So you were 29 when you transitioned, correct?
27.
27, sorry.
27. Yeah, you're fine.
27.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 years ago you said, right?
Yes, 4
Fine,
years.
sorry.
Yes.
27. What was the first, because I know you're very loud about your surgeries, you're very open about your surgeries.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you very straight.
Go for it. I'm so ready.
What was your first surgery?
It was my hair transplant.
Your
I had
hair
a hair
transplant.
transplant. Yeah, I was receding. Like I said, I was 27, so the recession started when I was like 16, 17, and I had like, I called it like a vampire V hairline. And it was my biggest insecurity, and it was my biggest source of gender dysphoria because it was a male hairline. So I had that done 3.5 years ago now. Really happy with the results. It's grown in really good. And yeah, I love it.
Yeah. What surgery has been the most gender affirming for you?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. All different things a different way. Like the way that, do you know what? I'm gonna say one that people wouldn't suspect.
Yeah.
For me, I switched from not passing at all to slightly passing when I had just a lip lift surgery. And I know that sounds so silly, but the way that I was being perceived after I had that surgery, I could see the shift in how strangers looked at me. Like it was like they were looking at me before, that's a trans woman. And then all of a sudden, some people were looking at me as a woman, and it was so affirming that was the first time I was like, wow, this is what, So I'd say that
I
one
wouldn't
really
say it's a
uplift-
silly. I wouldn't say it's
Yeah.
a silly answer because that's, as you said, that was the
first
most
time.
biggest change, biggest difference. How people perceive you, and
Yeah, it was amazing.
that sounds amazing.
Thank
yeah.
you.
So since I started following you and heard about you, when we started talking and got the podcast in works, you were about to go to Marbella to get
Yes.
your facial feminization surgery, correct?
I did, yes.
How was that for you?
It was a wild ride. It was with Facial Team, if anyone was wondering. They are amazing. Couldn't recommend them enough to anyone who's considering
Heard amazing
it.
things about them.
They're so good. And what I loved about them, because I wanted to still look like me, but just as if I'd been born a woman, basically. And the team were great, and I'm really happy. But I had technically 4, but you could count it as 6 procedures in one day, all on my face. And I woke. Liam's here as well. Sorry, my partner's there. He was there when I woke up, and it was waking up from that was intense. I was like, I had my nose packed, I had bandages strapped, I had ice packs. It was intense.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, it was
I was
a bit
like,
intense.
wow. Was it painful?
I wouldn't say painful because the pain meds they give you there are great. It was just a little bit uncomfortable because the weirdest thing was with the rhinoplasty, all of my nose was packed in with like gauze and tissue and everything, so I couldn't breathe, and it was just a lot.
Just like,
Yeah, like, I was just like, how long does this last?
Yeah.
They're like, tomorrow you'll be fine, and I was.
And it's been how long now?
It has been 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah,
2 months. And
still a bit of swelling.
still a bit of swelling.
Definitely. I noticed it today, like all along my jaw, it's still a little bit like here. So like sometimes when I film myself, if I sit too far back, I just have all this going on. So I'm like, go away. But it takes 6 months of swelling to fully go. So I'm aware of that, which is all good.
Yeah. I've heard like some people have like nerves issues and stuff like that.
I've
or,
been
like,
all right.
Itching and stuff like that. You okay? Yeah.
The only weird thing that I get is when I draw on this left eyebrow, I get a tingling here. I don't know why. I literally like draw it on. I'm like itchy, and then it's the weirdest thing. It's just the nerves reconnecting.
Yeah, just the nerves reconnecting.
With the way that they did my forehead reconstruction, which was like one of the biggest surgeries I had. Can I talk about surgery on here?
Talk about everything you
like,
want.
It's quite graphic.
It's my show. Do
Love
whatever
it.
you want.
Love it.
Just give them warning.
It's warning. If you don't like surgery, please fast forward. They cut from ear to ear, and they peeled my entire forehead, scalp down to here.
Yeah.
And then they took my bone out, did all the shaving, and then when they put it back, they reattached it. So obviously all of those nerves were detached up here, so the numbness is real. And now they're reattaching it. I can feel it sometimes, but it's not painful.
No.
It's very normal.
Yeah.
It's very normal.
Yeah. Are you happy now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm done
Yeah.
with my face. I think
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I feel confident, and when I don't have makeup on, I still like the way I look. And that was always the biggest thing for me. When I took my makeup off, I hated the way I looked, and I felt so masculine. And it's gender dysphoria is so unique to individual people. Like, people would look at me, and I'm sure you have gender dysphoria as well at times, and people can say all the right things, but it doesn't matter. It's how you think in here.
100%.
Crazy, isn't
Everyone's
it?
like, oh, you look beautiful. You don't need
You
this.
are
you don't need...
beautiful,
But,
girl.
you know,
You are stunning.
So are you. But I just want to say, like, we all see the other gender sometimes,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And you're just like,
absolutely.
I would do this and change this and change this. Like,
But it's where to draw
normal.
the line.
Exactly.
Yes.
Where is enough?
That's why I'm
Because
scared, and
some
I
people
don't
like
want
it's
to
just
go
never
like
ending, and
Yeah.
it's addictive. I've heard, you know.
it,
Few of
yeah,
my guests told me as well. They were like, it's addictive
It
to get
is.
surgeries because it's always like, what's the next step? What's the next step?
Absolutely. I don't think I'm 100% done. Like, I think I want my chest redoing at one point. And I've considered like lipo and BBLs and all that. I don't think I'm going to do it though, but it is addictive because
Yeah.
you fix a problem and then you find another. That's the weird thing with surgery.
Has it been a challenge in your life that really affected you?
Since transition or before?
Whether it's transition, anything that comes in your mind.
I think the one that immediately, like the most recent one, I was about a year and a half into transition. I got a new job and I didn't want people to know I was trans. This was before I had social media and I was trying to live stealth. I got the new job. No one knew. It was great. Everything was going fine. And I was just Alexis. I wasn't Alexis or she used to be a boy or this and that. And it was so nice just to be seen as me. But someone who worked there was from my old life and they knew me. And I said to this guy, obviously it was a guy, I said to this guy, I was like, please don't tell anyone. Like, it's private. Let's just keep it between us. I just want people to know me for me. And then a few days later, everything shifted. The way that people looked at me changed. I could hear whispers and giggles
Really?
and laughs. This was in a warehouse environment as well. So I was working as admin in a warehouse. And it was awful. It was like, I could take quite a lot. I think as trans women, we learn to like sort of take the harsh things in life, but to be laughed at and to be the butt of people's jokes. And I just needed to take a minute and regroup. And I was like, I can't deal with this. But we bought a house. I had a mortgage to pay. I couldn't just quit. I had to keep going. So I went back in. I wiped my tears away. I
Stay
redid my
strong.
lipstick,
Yeah.
and I, pardon the French, I fucking got on with it, and I did it. And that's one of my proudest moments. The fact that I found the strength after these men, like 60 men, laughing at me as I walked past them, and I just kept my head up. And I was like, you laugh all you want, you will see one day.
Yes, honey.
It was...
You tell them.
Oh,
You
it
tell
makes
them.
me so mad, though.
I'm sorry that happened, but also,
Thank
you know
you.
what? As we all know, through the mud, through the pain, through the dirt, beautiful white lotus blossoms.
I love that analogy. It's
Yes.
slay, yeah. Yeah.
So I always believe that regardless what's happening in your life, how painful it is, we always come out stronger. Always.
And
That's the rule.
something good comes from it, though, I think.
There's never a challenging moment in your life where you would come out weaker after that.
No,
Ever.
no.
It's always you're wiser, stronger, more
smarter.
resilient. I am brave. I am
But
brave.
do you want to know the ironic thing since that? I love that. The ironic thing is when it all hit to like the climax where it was, I went in and I realized something was wrong. I said to someone, I was like, the guy who was training me, I'd only been there a couple of weeks. Like, why is everyone like being weird around me? They're looking at me. They're laughing at me. What's going on?
Yeah.
He was like, they all know that you're a man. That was his words. And I was like,
Oh my God.
okay, hard pill to swallow. That's
They literally said that.
Yeah, he said that to me. And I was like, oh, right, okay. And he was like, I think someone you know told everyone. I was like, I just need a minute. So I got myself outside, burst into tears in my car, tried to call my fiance Liam, but he was at work. He couldn't answer. My mum didn't answer. I was like, what do I do? So I just held my phone. This is before I had social media. And I filmed it myself, weirdly, crying. And I was a
Sadness.
mess and snotty and gross. But
I handle quite a lot. I'm a really strong person. But someone I know from before I transitioned and became me, I think they've told people. And now they're all talking about me and saying really nasty things. I don't even want to go back in.
it was so raw. And I got home. I told Liam that night. And he said, you need to talk about this on social media. This is super important. People need to know, like, it's not okay to treat people like this. But I had the video already. And he was like, just post it. And that's the video that people know me for now.
Wow.
That's like the video that went, I hate the word viral. That
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
So good out of bad. And
Yeah.
that's what I look at it now as. I had to go through that. And now I'm lucky enough to have social media and have a following, which is wild. I'm
Yeah.
like, why did you click follow? It's so weird.
That was my another question. did you start YouTube or Instagram first?
I started TikTok
Oh,
first.
TikTok.
Yes, I used to work night shift in my old job, and I was bored one night, so I downloaded TikTok just to start scrolling. Because for the first 2 years of my transition, I was so private. Like only the immediate people in my life knew. We deleted all of our social medias, and I just wanted it just to be like really. I didn't want people judging me, basically. But I downloaded TikTok and there was a dancing trend one, I think, and I was like, I could do that. So I filmed myself doing it, and then a couple of videos later, it was the crying one. So I just got TikTok, and it was a happy accident that I've never set out to do, but I'm very grateful for. 5 years before this, if you just said, "Do you want to be?" I don't like the word famous. Let me try and think. What's the word?
Well, you are very well known
Thank
in this
you.
community.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we can say well known.
Well known. I like that.
TikToker,
It sounds
yeah.
better. Well known, yeah. So 5 years ago, if you'd have asked me, I'd have been like, that's amazing. But then at that point, my whole goal for transition was to be undetectable, unclockable. And now I get recognized for being trans. It's so ironic.
Yeah.
So people are like, you're that trans girl offline. I'm like, there it is.
But doesn't it feel so much better?
Yeah,
Because,
because
like,
I'm choosing it.
And I feel
love
like
that.
you're literally like your energy is shining because I
Thank
feel like you're happy, you're in a good place. You I can feel it. I can really feel it. Like you know who you are. Like you're standing in your truth, and I can really
my God.
feel it. I can really
Girl,
feel it.
you
from
are getting to me
No,
today. Woo!
she's powerful. It's not just like how you present yourself online, but how you are here with me today is even better. Like I can
Thank
feel your
you.
energy is just shining.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I love you.
Yeah,
I love
it's
you.
very rare.
Honestly, I've watched so many of your videos now. 10 out of 10. Like
You don't have to give me compliments.
I know,
back right
I
now.
do. I really do. Like your videos. Like I literally, when I first saw the video, I was like, she's been doing this a while, and I was like, oh no, you're new. You're quite new. And I'm like, girl, you fly with it because it's so good. Honestly.
Thank you. What made you start your YouTube channel?
Oh my gosh. I think I started putting out shorts initially that I'd already filmed for TikTok. So I was like, I
Okay.
may as well put them on another platform.
And that was just your life.
It was my life, but I was also talking about some important things to me. One of the first sort of videos that did well as well was when there was a lot of debate around the terminologies chest feeding and breastfeeding, womb carriers being used for biological women, and it really frustrated me. I was like, they're fine, those terminologies, in the right situation with the
Yeah.
right people, but they were being blanket termed for every woman, and I didn't like that. So I spoke about that, and then I kind of just started filming reaction videos, and it's not something I ever thought I would do, but I was getting so sick of trans women being painted a certain way in the media by politicians, by some like outrageous activists. And I was like, that's not who we are. Like so many trans people that I know and love and see online, I'm like, these are the people we should be looking at, but all these other people are getting the attention who aren't making us look great, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So that's
Yeah.
why I did it.
We don't have to say names.
Yes.
I'm sure people know.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I love it.
I'm sure people know. But as you said, you do reaction videos. Do you go a little political as well?
I do a little bit sometimes.
Sometimes.
But I don't want to like ram it in people's faces because I know that when I watch a political video, if it's really heavy, I'm like, oh, this is a lot. And I found that when I spoke about politics sometimes, it's not always well received. And I've been dragged through the mud
Yeah.
quite a few occasions.
Yeah, you're like, let's not go there.
So, but it's weird
Yeah.
because like half of me is like, I have this platform now, and I'm like I said, I'm very lucky and happy to have it. But I feel like I should use it for things that I believe in. But then I'm also like, but people can be freaking mean on the internet.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. So it's kind of like I try and find a balance of doing my life, showing what my life is and my transition and who I am as a trans woman, what it's like, but then also doing a sprinkle of reactions and politics on top, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. That's what I try and do.
Yeah, it's perfect variety, and it suits you
Thank you.
perfectly because I think you're a great representation for our community because
gosh, thank you.
you just show us that you're just a normal girl or woman, whatever
Thank
you want.
you.
Girl,
Whatever
I was
you
a
wanna
girl.
I love that though.
You're
I'm
still-
31. I'll be a girl.
Yeah,
That's fine.
you're still a girl
I
to me.
love it.
Yeah, like I would just say, like you're a trans girl who just lives her life. You just share your story.
Thank
you just
you.
share your everyday life.
I think that's the
and
big,
you
best thing,
normalize being
though.
trans. You normalize that being trans is not just being in a dark shadow of the night.
Yeah, of
But it's like
course
you live your
not.
life, you have your partner. By the way, her partner, fiance
Yeah.
Liam, is going to be with us today on the
Eek.
Patreon episode
So
where
exciting.
I'm going to ask you about your relationship and
Wow.
more.
Juicy stuff. We
So
just
make
started
sure
as
you go on
two men,
Patreon.
so it's not going to be a juicy episode.
First episode with 2 guests, so get ready for that.
Love.
So yeah, I was gonna say, like, you have your partner, you bought your house. Congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
it's a beautiful example that trans people, trans women really can thrive and have a beautiful, happy life. And you're a great example of that. So well done.
Thank you so much. That was like the biggest compliment ever. Fluffy egg. You couldn't
I
make me
think sometimes
cry.
you forget how much you've achieved, and
Thank
I'm here to
you.
remind you that
Thank
because I feel like
you.
you're really amazing and you're doing great work.
Oh,
Yeah,
girl, thank
honestly.
you. Sometimes the trolls can bring you down, but
Mm.
I think that's for me. Like everyone has a different view on activism and how to. 'Cause let's be real. People don't think great of trans women right now in the world.
Mm-hmm.
We're quite like thought of quite lowly sometimes. I think, and for me, I see it that if people can just see us living and existing and not hurting anyone and being in love, having a job, having no makeup days, having pimples, being real humans, I think that's so much more relatable, and that's what. So
100%.
if that comes across, I love that. Thank you.
No,
That's so
100%.
lovely.
My other question is, how do you deal with the trolls? How do you deal with the hate?
At first it was hard. Liam is like my biggest defender. He's so great online. If someone's clapping off at me, if someone's being truly vile and harassing, he will get rid. But I'll tell you a funny. Well, it's not a funny story. I'll tell you a story about a troll. It's someone from my life, but I don't know who it is. I've never actually really properly spoke about this.
Right.
So they started commenting on my videos. I can deal with like you're a man, you'll never be a woman. I can deal with all that. Goes over my head. I'm really
'Cause
confident.
you know who you are.
I know who
Yeah.
I am, so
I'm the
that's
same with
fine.
this-
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm the same,
matter.
yeah.
But what did bug me with this person, they were using my old boy name, and that's one of the things I don't. There's a few things I keep private, just to give my like
Privacy.
privacy,
Yeah.
normal safe. Is that a word? But this person was commenting, I know you, old name, on all my videos, repeating it, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? Because other people now are seeing this in the comments, and I didn't want it to be out there, so I filmed a video that I was gonna post on TikTok. I was like, guys, this is my boy name. It's the one thing I never wanted to do because I've left that part of my life behind. I don't personally call it a dead name. It's just the old me, but
Yeah.
I've left him behind now.
Right.
So I filmed this video. I was about to post it and I was like, do you know what? I'm going to hang off a little bit longer. We're not there yet. I kept it. And then all of a sudden, whoever it was just disappeared. So I'm grateful they've
Why
gone.
didn't you block them?
We do, but then another account would pop up with a similar name.
Oh, so someone
Just
really had the effort.
I know, because you have to make a new
troll.
email and a new TikTok to then re-comment again.
They must have been really bored.
I know. So whoever you are, thank you for the engagement on commenting on my videos. So it's fine though. But other than that, like it's with the trolls, like the usual stuff just goes over my head. But when people like come at you, like really personally, come at my relationship with Liam and stuff, that is harder to swallow. Like you've ruined his life. Like he was a gay man and. I'm not good. Oh, sorry, because I don't want to ruin like your Patreon. I'm not going too much.
We're gonna talk about it later. Yeah,
but
no,
I
it's
think when
fine.
people come for my relationship, but again, it's just take it with a grain of salt. And I am aware that putting myself online, I'm not inviting it in, but I understand that it's
It comes with
territory.
risks.
Yeah,
Yeah, it comes
so-
with risks. You know,
yeah.
like if we make content online, content creators, social media, all of that, we need to realize that it comes with a risk.
How
And
do
the
you
risk
find
is
it?
just, I don't have much hate, to be honest.
Yay, I love that.
I don't. If, as you said, if someone comments any transphobia, it doesn't happen often at all. Like I'm
Good,
literally,
good, we love
I'm
that.
literally surprised. I was expecting lots of negativity with this podcast as well, and I maybe had 3 negative comments in the past 5 months. Like literally,
amazing.
Yeah, people. And also, I think it's because I don't try to go too controversial on here.
Yeah.
I don't try to provoke anyone. I'm
Yeah.
just literally here to bring guests. You share your story. We talk about our struggles, our highlights, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't try to be provocative. So it's just a peaceful community that I'm
love
creating, you
that.
know, whether
I
it's
love
YouTube
that.
or Patreon. On Patreon, obviously, obviously you pay, so you're there because you actually want to learn
no one's gonna be
more
hateful
stuff.
on that, yeah.
But even on YouTube and on TikTok or Instagram, I haven't seen much hate, and I'm really
Good,
thankful for that.
good.
I don't want to jinx it. I hope it's gonna stay like that.
Well, the bigger you get, the more the trolls come.
Yeah.
So,
But as you said, like I know who I am. If someone tells me I'm a man, I literally just block them and laugh. I'm not mad about it at all.
good.
You
Well,
know,
you're beautiful.
I'm
I
okay.
can't, like, literally, you're stunning. I think I have a girl crush.
Stop! Trans
Love
crush.
it. Literally, trans crush. Iconic.
Girl
Right.
crush on trans crush.
Love.
Okay, Alexis.
Yes.
Where do you get inspiration for all your YouTube content making videos?
It depends. Like, if something catches my eye that I see, or if I see a video that's sort of going viral that's maybe not painting trans women in a good light, I will want to talk about it and sort of put my sort of stamp on it. Or my life, I do makeup, I do a bit of everything. Like, it just depends. And the thing is, like, there was one point where I was filming quite a lot of reaction videos, and I was like, these are doing well, people are engaging and liking it, but I felt like I wasn't being fully true to me.
Yeah.
I got to a point where I was like, am I just doing this for clicks? And I was like, that's where I was like, let's take a step back, let's reevaluate, and let's be more me. So I started doing more house tours. Me and Liam, we have our own podcast now, which we talk about.
How's it called?
It's called The Blake Debate.
Okay.
It's Liam's baby. He thinks of the ideas, but it's not all trans stuff as well, which is really cool. And I wanted to pull back. Like, I still do my reaction videos. I love doing them when I really feel like I need to, but I was doing them just for the sake of it at one point, I think, and that's why I've pulled back from it. But
Yeah.
just changes. Whatever I see.
Of course.
in the
I think
lead.
it's the creative process of everyone, not just a content creator, but also anyone who is creative or expressive.
What sparks joy?
Because it comes with
yeah.
waves. Sometimes you're like, okay, I want to do reactions. Sometimes I want to do my live. Sometimes I
Yeah.
want to share this, you know.
It just depends.
That's okay, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like if having the pressure, especially if you are famous YouTuber, I feel like having the pressure of you know, this is how people see me. I have to like meet their expectations and
Yeah.
keep doing what I'm doing because
I
that's what they
did.
like. Even if I don't enjoy it, it doesn't really resonate with you anymore.
But then
right?
after a while, you can see that in the content. So I think for a while, I was like, people expect me to be this really almost blunt, straight to the point reaction commentator. And I was doing it and doing it and doing it. And I was like, this is not fully me. I felt like I needed to I was losing myself. So I took a step back. I had a break for a few weeks, came back, and I was like, do you know what? I might do some makeup videos. They might get 10% of the views, but I'm being myself.
Yeah.
And it's working out good. So I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I can really sense your authenticity through the screen because
you.
I feel like you're very real. You're one of the few people who are very real on
Thank you.
social media. You just, you know, you just share your tricks, tips, makeup, behind the scenes
Everything.
clothes. Like you choose to be vulnerable on daily basis, and that's what people rate for sure.
Thank you. Do you know what? People say that to me all the time. Like, you're
Yeah.
so honest and you share so much. And
It's
I'm
your quality.
I'm so like, I disassociate with the fact that there's people watching sometimes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you ever
100%,
feel like that?
100%.
Like, when I talk about like a really like personal surgery, and it doesn't hit me that like there could be 10, 20, 30,000 people that could
Who are
watch me
inspired.
talk. It's wild though.
100%.
It's so easy to like shut off from it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way that my brain copes with it. Because I think at first when I was starting to get the comments and the messages and like the negativity and the positivity, I think my brain was like, we need to cope, and how are we going to cope with this? And it was to just sort of shut off from it.
It's so surreal to me as well, thinking if it's, let's say, 1,000 people watching this video, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 1,000 stories. Some of them are trans.
Yeah.
Most of them are trans. Some of people who are related to trans people.
Or attracted
if
to
you
trans
put
people.
1,000 people in front of you, it's gonna be so many
It's
people.
wild.
And we think like, oh, 1K, 2K, 3K. It's like nothing, but it's
Yeah.
1,000 lives, 1,000
Yeah,
stories.
absolutely.
1,000 people you can inspire.
Who've taken the time to like let you
And I
into
just,
their
I
life.
think, as you said, like we don't realize, like we just, you know, sitting in the studio on the couch, you know, just
Filming.
having a conversation.
Yeah.
But then it goes out, and the amount of people that
Who see
it touches
it.
their hearts, it inspires them. I know that's our responsibility to inspire people. I know it. That's
Yeah.
true.
I think
know?
what you're doing is though, it's so important. Like, you're getting real trans people's stories, people who are attracted to trans
Visibility,
people, the visibility, I think
Representation. Try to have
it's-
everyone on the show.
fabulous.
Yeah, thank you. The other day I realized we have 64 countries who are listening to us
That's
on the
insane.
podcast.
That's
Which is
insane.
crazy.
It's
We have
so
we have
cool.
countries who are trans women are banned in those countries. I've got goosebumps.
Well,
because
is it trans women watching, or is it men who are attracted to
I
trans women?
I don't know who people are, who they
Yeah.
are, but there are lots of people from Middle East, Africa,
Really?
who and those countries it's illegal to be trans.
Is it men?
and they
What's your
listen.
percentage of men and women?
60% men, 40%
Really?
women.
That's so different to mine.
Because there are so many men who are curious in dating trans women and in the subject.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's curiosity, especially on Patreon as well, where we talk about everything without a filter. But when I see the stats on our podcast
Yeah.
and YouTube, it's over
Mostly
60.
men.
I think YouTube is actually 70% men.
See, mine's like 8. What's mine? All of them in general.
Your podcast. So our podcast is 84%
Women.
women.
So
84% women.
84% women is ours. How
Isn't it
crazy.
interesting?
I know. Like,
Well,
it's
whoever
wild.
you are, we love
Thank you.
It's just interesting to see the stats.
I do genuinely like still appreciate though, like I think some people when they do social media they get like addicted to more views, viral. But when I get like 10,000 people watch a video, I'm like 10,000 people.
It's a lot, right?
Have chosen to listen to
Yeah.
me chat shit for 5 minutes. Why?
Yeah.
So I try and keep hold of that as
Yeah,
well.
no, it's a beautiful
really do.
feeling. We can maybe inspire people who are trans,
Yeah.
but they don't know. They can't be themselves.
I think if I can help one person and it makes their journey a little bit easier to self-acceptance, then it's
Your job
all
is
worth
done.
it for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all
I
worth
feel the
it,
same, honey.
honestly.
I 100% agree
I
on this.
love it.
I just wish there was this not male and female, but also like non-binary listeners, because I want to know how many non-binary people are listening to us.
Comment below.
Comment below if
Let
you're
us
non-binary,
know. Let us
because
know.
unfortunately the stats, I don't know why on Meta it's only male and female.
Yeah.
I think
That-
men, women,
yeah.
and I think YouTube as well. Unfortunately, I would love to know because I feel like
Maybe they'll bring it in soon. Maybe they'll
I would
introduce
hope
it.
so.
I think it's when you sign up to the different platforms you pick
yeah,
male or female.
because I think we would have so many non-binary
Probably.
fans.
I love that,
or
though.
listeners.
I love that.
Yeah. Few more questions before
Go
we go on
for it.
Patreon. What is
Yes.
next for you, Alexis?
Oh my gosh! This year, Liam, are you waving?
No, I'm doing finger flicks.
Oh, I think Liam was doing this on the side.
Your biggest fan,
He-
but this year's very exciting.
So this year, me and Liam are getting married.
Congratulations.
Sorry, we've been engaged.
Show us the ring.
So do you want to close up? We've been engaged for 4 years. Pre-transition Alexis, we got engaged then, and I'm really excited. I never thought I'd be a bride, and I get to be a bride. I have my dress.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love it. I'll show you. Shall I show you now? I'll get your live reaction.
Okay, live reaction.
Obviously,
Here we
Liam
go.
can't see it. I've got a little picture.
Wow.
I can't say anything because it's right there. But this part is so... I love it.
Can I describe it, or can I say how I feel about you?
You can... Yeah, but try
I
not
would
to
just
give
say
too much
romantic.
away. Love
Can I
that.
say romantic?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. I love it. Like
I would
when
say romantic, gentle.
It's beautiful, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I could genuinely go wedding dress shopping every single day. Would highly recommend. If you've never
Yeah.
done it, go do it. Even if you're not getting married, it's so much fun. I love it.
Hopefully one day.
You absolutely will. You absolutely will.
So yeah, so wedding. Any future projects? Anything that you can share with us?
Yes. So me and Liam have had some headshots done today for acting. That's a little water pond, if you will, that I'm going to try and dip my toe in. I don't know how successful I'll be at it. So, because I have a dance background, performing arts, like I do miss it now. And now I'm at the end or almost at the end of my transition. I'm thinking to go back into some of it. I wouldn't be able to dance now. I'm 31 and my body wouldn't move in that way anymore, but possibly acting. So you might see me in something that'd be really cool.
Well,
Like,
keep my fingers crossed
I would
for
love
you.
that.
Honestly.
I would love that. We'll see though.
Yeah. When you're just so busy and you have lots of things going on and you have, as we said, hate online, all of that, how do you take care of yourself and your mental health?
With social media, sometimes I just put my phone down and walk away. I don't post every single day. I was posting every single day at one point and it got a bit too much to be so in online. So I have one day a week where I don't post anything. I don't really go on social media to sort of come back to the world again.
What do you do that day?
I work. I do like
Yeah.
a full-time job as well. But on the evenings we'll just be a couple. I'll maybe go on my walking pad. We'll watch something on the TV. I'll cuddle the cat. I'll potter around the house just to try and keep a balance, because I think it's so easy, and I definitely have been culprit to it at some points, and you will have definitely getting sucked into always being online, commenting,
Yeah.
watching like what are people thinking,
It's
researching.
never-ending job, so there's the pressure.
Well,
is
when you're
there.
self-employed, like it gets so, and sometimes I just need to like, right, have a break, and I'll have a couple of weeks off. I've done that twice now. I've had 2 major breaks. One time was when I was working as HR. I was doing all the social media as well and doing all the editing, and I like had a mini like, I can't keep going. I just had a big cry, and then I said to Liam, I was like, I need your help. Like, something has to give, and I don't want to give up either. So he started to do all the editing, which is really amazing, and he's far better at it than I ever was. So that's helped a
Dream
lot.
team.
Yeah, no, dream team. But yeah.
Last question before we go on Patreon, Alexis. What is one thing you wish everyone knew about the trans community?
Oh my gosh. We're just transitioning to be happy. That's all. That's the only thing people need to know. Like all the other stuff, like all the loud noise that we all hear online and from sometimes the politics and sometimes bad trans people, I would say, just please know that most people, we just want to be happy. And that's it.
We're not a threat.
We're not a threat. We just want to live our lives. We just want to pee in peace. We want to go do our food shopping. We want to fall in love. We want to just be and exist. And that's literally it. Protect the dolls.
Protect the dolls, darling. Protect the
Love.
dolls. If you are an ally, I just want to say this before we go.
Mm-hmm.
If you are an ally, it's so important. We can't fight this fight alone.
I agree.
We need you. If you are not trans, but you have trans friends, check on them. If maybe even share like a story, because every single voice counts, because we create this whole one big family in this world, because we somehow everyone is connected to everyone. We are, that's the truth, and we can't, because we are such a small percentage of people, we can't do this alone. So we need you. If you are an ally, be louder now more than ever. It's super important, and we are grateful forever.
I love it. I think, do you know what? I think I heard something the other day, the quote, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think only like 30% of people actually know a trans person in real life. Double check that statistic. I might be remembering it wrong, but it was something
It's
around
a small
that.
number.
It's a small number, and I think that to me is wild. So like anyone who can support us and just be there for us in a time that's very uncertain right now, I think it's an amazing thing. So thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Alexis, for
Thank
coming on
you.
Trans Crash. You've been amazing.
I'll come back whenever you want.
Thank you. I'm
loved
sure
it.
we'll have you again on podcast.
Love it.
And I wish you all the best. Have a beautiful wedding.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to see you shine.
Thank
And watch
you.
more of your videos on YouTube and social media. I think you're doing amazing. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Same. Oh my gosh, stop it. Thank you. Subscribe to this channel. It's amazing.
And you better go on Patreon, where Alexis and her fiancé Liam are going to share lots of details from their dating life, how they met, how it all happened, all of that.
The juicy stuff.
The juicy stuff that we can't really talk about on YouTube, okay? Again, thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for sharing. See you next Thursday. And remember, so much realness, it will make you blush. Every Thursday on Trans Crash. Take care.
Bye. He knew me as a man, so I think
Yeah.
he was trying, and that's all I could have ever asked
Yeah,
for.
yes.
No idea this were happening. I had
Sorry.
no pre-warning. I had no inclination. I had nothing. I had nothing to go on. You don't know, it's like Tinder, but a little bit less spicy, would you say?
I would say so. It's more like a grown-up dating app if you've never been on it.
You met her before.
You wanted a
and
man.
You fell in love with
fell in-
this
I fell in
person.
love with
So when
a
this
man, but a
when this
person, yeah.
transition happened,
Yeah.
you were in love already.
Yeah,
It
I-
wasn't
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm attracted to you now. It's like you are attracted to the person because you obviously had some challenges, you had some story together.
We are rock solid. We are rock solid, and I could not imagine.
So am I.
I could not imagine. High five. I could not imagine my. I do. Can I get a?
Well, yeah.